Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Radio Works World. I'm Dr. Cheryl Chapman, and I'm here helping people to share their stories and how they make changes in their lives and in the world that they can inspire others. And on this glorious Sunday morning, where the sun is shining even here in Yorkshire, England, I am super thrilled, so excited, ever grateful. Because we have a shining person in our midst, because we have the one and only amazing Marie Diamond. Sorry, I'm a bit of a girl at heart. So Marie, thank you for joining us all the way from this morning. And so I would like you to introduce yourself to the audience and to the listeners, please.
Well, first of all, Cheryl, it's wonderful to be with you and all your viewers and listeners. And some of you, wherever you are, know me from the hit movie and bestseller, The Secret.
We do.
Because I am there, the European teacher in The Secret. So I am a global transformation leader and speaker and author, and I'm a well sought after feng shui master. And I have students in more than 190 countries. And so I'm super happy to be with you today and share my story.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Marie. Thank you so much. I do have to put a little story of my own in here, and I don't normally do it. But Marie came up to me. I've only been awakened world for about 4 years. And so I didn't know anything about secret, positive thinking. I knew nothing about nothing. And so when Marie came up to me, I was like, she's a really lovely woman. I really like this woman. And then when she came up to me, I was like, I recognise that book. And so I don't know if I've ever told you this. Well, when I went to the loo, I was Googling the toilet. And then I was like, I remember watching this little bit of the movie. I'd kind of like got into watching it. And I remember saying to you, and you were like, no, it was the
Yeah, well, you never told me that part.
So then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in celebrity royalty. I felt so cool. But anyway, that was just a little story that I just added in there because I thought it was really fair to share with you. So, Marie, let's begin with your amazing story of your life. I always ask my guests, who was your favourite as a child? And who was your favourite character?
Well, the first thing actually, and I read very early on The Little Prince, the book The Little Prince of Saint-Exupéry, and that just blew my mind that I could travel to the planets and number one book as a character. But there was another man that was completely different of The Little Prince and that I just totally adored was Zorro. I loved watching Zorro because to the town of injustice, and he could come forward and solve the problem in his village, right? With humor, but with I wanted to be the female Zorro. So I was every day with my girls in school, we would put our coat on in such a way that just one button and waving behind us, and I was just with them behind me. Around the playing Zorro, and we were fighting, the enemies, and that was like my childhood.
I love it. You know what I've been finding? That the stories that people are sharing with me about their childhood, it's almost like they turn into because you are like the female Zorro, but maybe not with the knife, but you're changing the world, right?
Yeah, that's it. It's like you're changing the world, And I brought in the whole, I mean, literally my whole classroom. We were with 11 girls in the classroom. They were all playing the Zorro game, you know, and so more in their male energy, you know, like, come on, we girls can do this. And we're, of course, always fighting against the boys, right? You know, the boys were the villains. So, but the whole Zorro game, as long as I can remember. So it was just really amazing, and I always tried all the girls to be in it. So there was like nobody could, you know, be left out. That was a very, very important piece for me. We were like this in the world, you know.
Yeah, fabulous. I love it. I want to say good morning to Radio Works World. So this will be Marina now, and Diana. I love it. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, ladies. Female Zorro. Female Zorro. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, Marie, let's begin.
Well, you know,
where does yours?
Well, I'm born in Belgium, so I'm born in a beautiful city called Bruges, which I'm sure you have visited that. And when I had actually been run over by a truck and I got into coma and had a near-death experience.
Oh, wow.
And as I was through the tunnel of light, as they call it, I arrived in another sphere, and there I was told that I had to go back and that my purpose was to enlighten more than 5 of the coma. There was a clear message in my head that I was here to enlighten. I did not really know what that exactly meant at that time, but I knew it was about making a difference. So I immediately started involved in the local community, the local church, to release prisoners through Amnesty International, you know, working environmental. As much as I could do, I was actually trying to make an impact, right? I thought, you know, making an impact, perhaps I have to become a politician. Mm-hmm. So I actually started studying the possibilities to come in diplomacy and into the public sector in my country. And so I did. Actually, I started working for the Belgian and then later the European government as a lawyer, and trying to change some, you know, systems and some laws. But after about 5 years, I thought I was 15, I was working with feng shui, because after my accident, I really opened up very much, even more towards the energy that I could see and that I could feel. And I actually learned the first steps of feng shui after my accident. And I had already a spiritual mentor. Well, you have bad feng shui. And so that's where I actually started my first feng shui steps and practiced them and became very successful in my career as a lawyer. But then when I was 31, I decided this is a good time to let go. And I started becoming a public speaker, meditation, because I was meditating since I was 7. So I was already a very practiced you know, person in meditation. And my first clients were really the politicians. The politicians started coming to see me because they were like, what do you do? You're always so joyful, you're always so peaceful. So my first clients were really the politicians, and even the prime minister of that time publicly about, you know, enlightenment, about meditation and feng shui, what was of course really new. But I was like a spiritual teacher, what we would now call more a transformational teacher. The word was not so trendy at least, because I had a sports car, I was, you know, makeup, short dress, so I didn't look like a spiritual teacher. So it was really fun for a lot of people. And but I kept having that vision of, I need to enlighten more than 500, thousands of people coming to my seminars. And so I started going to America and started connecting there. And when in 2002, I really got the clear message to move to America.
Yeah.
So I did, connecting with the first person that would lead me to The Secret. And within a few months, I was actually advising people like John Gray, Bob Proctor, Jack Canfield, Marcy Shimoff, people that are in The Secret, and connected in with a lot of Hollywood stars, and Hollywood celebrities, and invited to the Transformational Leadership Council, where created by Jack Canfield, who were like the 100 top speakers and teachers on transformation. And I was just new in that field, but Jack really saw my vision, and he wanted me to be part of it. In the third meeting, we were together. Rhonda Byrne appeared there, and I had put it on my vision board. So I had put on my vision board when I arrived in America in 2002. I'm going to be in a movie seen by millions of people that will transform the world. And I had put 2006. So because I thought I need about 4 years to make that happen. And so indeed, the movie came out in 2006, the book came out in 2007. And that opened me up to really reach my 500 million people and more, to really be in touch and practice all the things I've been, sharing with everyone, myself, of course, constantly. And but also meditating every day to really connect with all the people. And I know the fact that we are connecting and that, I see these viewers is because I really, every day, I'm in touch with all the people I'm going to connect with. That's how I reach people. And so based on the Transformational Leadership Council, we started also a European chapter called the ATL, the Association for Transformational Leaders for Europe, where you're also a board member in. And so we started chapter. We're now independent speakers and teachers of Europe, the European countries, not the European community, European countries, are coming together to transform and support each other in changing Europe and the world. So I'm super excited that we are together.
Yeah. So Marie, I want to ask a couple of questions, and that is that you're growing up. You've had this. You're growing up. You've had this in your life where you've seen the light, if you like. I mean, how was that for you? That one day? With this kind of like razor, like mission like Zorro, if you like the female Zorro. I mean, did you go through a bit of like did things what was it like being you? In a world where people don't always know what you're talking about?
Well, it was very lonely. Let's put it this way. I just felt very, very lonely because I couldn't talk to anyone. I mean, nowadays you can go on internet, groups, find Facebook group. Time I'm growing up in a very Catholic family with a Catholic school where they don't really get. I see things. I just could see energy. I had dreams. I was very no idea what they're going to do, right? And so I couldn't share it. I remember when I was 18, I shared it for the first time with my best girlfriend, and she said to me, Marie, there's only two ways for you, two directions in life with your vision. I'm like, okay. She said, or you become a nun, or you go to psychiatry. There must be a third way. There must be an alternative, right? So at that time, I had no idea about, the self-development world. I had no idea about motivational speakers. I mean, that was not part of it. This is beyond, this is before. It was very lonely. And I also made a commitment in myself, actually, that that I would never allow anyone else to be alone in the experience anymore. Yeah. That if I could help, you know, other people to come forward, that purpose, that I would always be there to help them. And so it made sense. It was really good. I had this lonely experience, right? But at the same time, it made me commit even more. I had no idea it would be, you know, transformation. It would bring feng shui and dowsing and energy work. I had no idea what it would be, but I just knew I was on a mission, and you know, the universe would just unfold it to me. I was really clear about that.
Yeah, yeah, you really had that sense of like you just knew, which is brilliant. And then when you arrived in America, you feel, use the connection to help you with the transformational. And you kind of meet all the other people, and you're like new on the scene, Again, how did that feel? You know, in terms of the emotion at that time.
Well, I come from, and I remember when the first meeting happened for the Transformational Leadership Council, I was sitting way in the back. I was just like, you know, I was so shy. I was like, what am I doing here? All these big names, you know, they had so millions of books. They were, you know, multimillionaires. And I remember coming to that meeting, and I was like barely having money in my account, to be honest, at that time. I just moved, and it was really interesting, but I felt, you know, shy, but at the same time I felt at place. I felt in the right circle. Like I could feel energetically, yes, I know information that these people need to read. They were so gently and so friendly, and they were like, yeah, you know, Jack, you know, said you have to come. They were like, okay, doors just opened, because I had somebody holding his hand and, you know, and supporting me. And I've also seen that also people, for example, in ATL Europe, where sometimes I see somebody and I say like, yeah, you need to, I want to be that hand that holds you. And I want to like, you just knowing me can help you, right? So that was so powerful for me, and I'm still, you know, eternally grateful to Jack for this. But it's also knowledge and accepting what you have to bring in the world. And so, you know, now they are my friends, and, you know, we meet each other every 6 months somewhere in the world, and we have great times together. And we support each other. So this week I'm seeing some of them because I'm speaking in Vancouver, you know, Jack and John Gray, and some other people from TLC. And I know we will have people that are top people in the transformation world. They're, most of them, very generous. They're very sweet, and they're really here. They have a big purpose. They're really here to support each other and to support the world. And so, you know, I started seeing that they had all big visions and their way, right? And so it was like, oh, I felt at home. I also, even if I felt small, I felt at home.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So, and that together was an amazing start. And it just opened up. I just, in people, I have to be with people that already are transforming millions of people. So that's kind of how you have to accept.
Yeah. I've heard a quote quite recently, not a new thing, but there's a lot of people that you come across, I'm sure. I know that I come across. Who am I? And I'm so small. Like you said, you know, you felt small, but you felt at home. And I saw a video that said, if you think you're too small to make an impact on the world, try spending the night. Because that can make a difference in your world. We're going to talk a little bit more about ATL. But what I want to know now, Marie, is in terms of, so you've gone to America, you've opened this space. What I want to know now, Marie, everybody's that, you can help them in a very collaborative situation. But what are the changes that you had to make? From that girl in Belgium, to make in front of us now in Monaco, that's like, a huge name in personal development and French and public speaking. What changes did you after making your story?
Well, I think I would say I myself have not changed that much. I think in the form of who I am, that have met me 25 years ago, they will still say, oh, she's still the same Marie, she's joyful, she's so passionate. But I think the changes that I had to make is to really have faith in every step, faith in every direction I was going, confidence. And so that is because I was a quite shy person, and probably, my value was not so great, my self-value. And I had to really, not in an arrogant way, to say like, yes, I have these qualities, yes, I have these opportunities, to accept that, not in like a bravery way, but in a way of deep acceptance and love for myself. So that is definitely something I had to do some changes about. But I'm still the same driving person. I have a wonderful husband for more than 27 years that, wherever I'm guided to go, he just packs and we leave with him, and have amazing children. So I'm very, very lucky and blessed, to be honest, to have that. But I think flexibility, I open up more flexibility, like so you have to stretch your flexibility to meet people, flexibility to just go wherever you need to go. That has definitely opened up more to new changes that are coming. I mean, when I started, I was just telling my husband, we sent out newsletters on paper with the mail, right? And we had thousands of newsletters to be prepared and printed and sent off, with stamps on it, about promotion and marketing. That is like constant learning. I mean, even for me, I'm 54 years old, because I've already a long journey behind me of teaching. It's like I just found out Be Life. I mean, this is a new tool, right? New possibilities, and have no resistance. So I had learned to let go of my resistance to new things and to just be open to new ways of doing things. I'm an Aquarius, so I love new technical systems, but and I'm too old, and I'm 54, and I learned so many new things about new systems, but you have to be open and flexible and have faith that you can do all this, right? So yeah, it's an amazing time. I love living now, every second, because if I'm amazing, but no, they're now, so just be open to it. And trust that you will figure it out and that you will attract people to support you.
Yeah, brilliant. It's really good. And you're right about changes, bringing on new information. I've got Jill on the line. Jill's one of our new ATL members. We'll talk a little bit more about ATL. She's just saying, check out Marie's app. It's awesome. Yeah. And it is. Yeah, it is. The app is so. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so the app is, we have a Marie Diamond app, so you can purchase for a small amount. And based on the energy number, you will have a compass, and then that compass will tell you which directions of success, health, romance, and wisdom you can activate. But you also can go to the new website, mariediamond.com, and if you're registering there and you fill in, get your free energy number, you will actually get your free energy report to actually start already your feng shui, to actually add what we call 33% to the law of attraction, to really uplift your energy. And I know you have been practicing this, with great results, right? Because it's not just only in the mind that we can do transformation. We can also transform and produce a lot of changes there. And so, the app together with your free report on the on mariediamond.com will greatly help you to really start practicing right away. And also through the website, you will get some transformation videos that I will help you to go through every step. So looking forward to have you
share this. So I want you to imagine that you're in my office, which is where I am now. So it's quite a messy place. This is 18 months ago, I think, when we met. And we were having a conversation, and you said to me, "Oh, where are you?" I said, "Behind me at the time was an open space." And Marie won't remember this. So she said, "Oh, you need to move your desk. Where's your door?" I was like, "Oh, but it's there. Okay, can you get into a corner where you are protected from the hand?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Yeah, you need to move your desk." Okay, right, fine. I put the phone down. Well, I think we were on Skype. So I finished the Skype conversation, and straight away, I start moving my desk. Goes mental, because I'm not moving, I don't plug anything. I'm just literally dragging I need to go. Marie's dead. And off I go. And halfway through this, I just sat in the chair here and I thought, oh, I see what you mean. It's like I feel like this is my room now. I can see the door. And then my mobile phone. I'm like, yes. Oh, you would like to do some more homework with me? Yeah. Okay, so I probably need to send some information. Anyway, the conversation goes on. I said, okay, obviously I need to let you know my fees are. But you already know. £10,000. Yes. Okay, so we'll start. Okay, I'll put you in the diary. I put the lady in the diary. That was the first fail that I had from somebody calling me to ask to work with me. From somebody. So at the time, I think I had one leg open. It was like unbelievable. So I'm telling you now, check it out, Feng Shui. Really.
This is really, but it's how it works. But it's based on your personal birthday, and that's really what it makes it so personal. And but you never told me that story, and I've seen this so many times. People say, "I changed my desk, I changed something," and out of the blue, this call started coming and said, we all want to focus on our brand and we want to focus on marketing, but if you're the first place where you have to is in the place where you are. Yeah. So I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, we can see it.
Behind me, there's all my books and right? So because they are in my success direction. So I'm actually facing my wisdom direction. When I'm being interviewed, I want to focus towards my wisdom direction. And so, but in my success direction, there's all my products are there. And there are some posters hanging behind me because they're posters I'm selling. So it is really like I have my own office, but it's based on your birthday and it's so easy to do, but you have to have your app. And you have to know the energy report. So you can actually practice this and start, using it right away.
Yeah, it's perfect. But we've got some people here. My voice is echoing a little bit. So I'm trying to as little speaking as possible. So we've got the lovely beautiful inspiring stardust story. The questions for both of you. What is the future of transformational leadership?
Well, I think right now we see that the world needs more than ever leaders that are transformational, because the world is in such a big shift mode, have already learned to follow their purpose, have already seen how they can make a difference in the world. Because I believe it's transformation and it's impact. So you have to, first work on yourself. Of course, you need to know your change and why you're changing, as you're so much working on that part to share with your public. You know who you are. You need to share that who you are, and you need to step up to be a leader. So the transformation is the first inner part, but then you need to step up to become a transformation leader in your family, in your community, in the world. And that's why I think the transformation leadership is just a beginning. It's just like stepping up, to come forward with their wisdom, to come forward with their knowledge. And some people say, but there's so many of them. I said, they're not enough, because there's still millions and perhaps billions of people to know who they are, what they are here for. And so there's so much tremendous work for it. So I think transformation leadership is just, if you look at the line, it's like this, and it still just has to go all the way up. So we're just at the breaking 2017 and 2020. There will be like a breaking point where it will go like straight up, and it will become the #1 way of being a leader. Not just being a leader for your own gain and your own salvation, but being a leader to help to transform others. I think it.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I agree. I think that it's just a time of that. It just feels like it's a time of change, and that might be obviously what's going on here. But I see that there needs to be a change. We've already, when you look outside, and I don't watch the news too much, but when I do, it's all doom and gloom. And I think now's the time of like, let's celebrate that we're alive, not this battling.
I think you're right, but at the same time, they don't see and they don't show once in a while, but not most of the time, what is living in the, I would say, social impact that is happening, that are happening to people and to organizations. They're not showing that because, it doesn't sell enough at this moment yet, right? Yeah. So, but there's a grassroots movement, environmental one, in many cases, a social one that is just happening. And thank God we have the social media to drive that, because now it's not the normal media that's the driver of the change. And so I would say, thank God we have that now in place. And when you are interested in a concept to bring leadership you want to be in, then right now you just have to type it and you will find it, right? So you can meet like-minded, like-souled people right now more than ever. They're like 27, to be honest. Till I met for the first time somebody that was like really like me. But nowadays I see it from my daughter. She's a big fan from Harry Potter, for example, the wizard. And so she's in this community to really be good and to be, leaders as wizards, right? Harry Potter wizards to make a difference in the world. I mean, she doesn't even know these people, but it's this huge, beautiful community. So she doesn't have to be lonely, even if she said, Mom, the rest of my class doesn't even get what I'm doing. Has a community online. I didn't have that possibility. You didn't have that possibility. Yeah. So we need to make, indeed, like Marina is just mentioning, we make the good news. And by doing this broadcast, you're actually creating a new, it's amazing. It's, I think it's the best time right now.
Yeah, me too. And I think I'm so grateful because you put that hand out to me and that I didn't really see. And I'm thrilled to be part of the Association of Transformational for Europe. And to be with people who maybe we all feel a little bit lonely in our own way, but when we get together, we're able to recharge and recuperate. And we're looking for more people.
Want to make. So definitely, if you're interested, you can always send an email to office@mariediamond.com or to your email, Cheryl.
Yeah, sure. I'll put my email up as well. So, what's next?
Well, what's next is we just launched a new website. It's just still a bit in beta version right now, but you can already go and get your energy report and sign up for it and get more new beautiful gifts. I also, transform your life. So you can already pre-order it on the website. Excellent. Yeah. And it's actually about the 24 transformation principles that I'm using in my diamond feng shui, in my inner diamond meditation. There are 24 principles of transformation I've seen in all cultures, in all thought leaders that are present. So I'm actually talking about it very practically, how you can work with that. So I will be in America, in the USA, in Canada this coming week. I will be in Mexico in September. I will come to London a few times in the fall. And so I'm just constantly traveling and improving people's lives.
Yeah, and we're very grateful for that.
Transforming them. And
yeah, we're very grateful for that. Marie, we've got a couple of other people saying you are the good news. And so I would like you to share with us a quote that got you through your life that might be something with your teaching. What quote? I've forgotten many, but what quote would resonate with you?
Yeah, it has helped me tremendously. It's a quote saying from the Buddha, where he said, keep walking in the valley of joy.
Keep walking.
And I'm kind of, and it's like, even if you go and look to the left, perhaps there is a mountain with people that don't understand what you're doing. Perhaps they're booing you. Perhaps they're just, throwing rotten tomatoes at you. Well, it not happened literally in my life, but, people are sometimes criticizing what you're doing. And it's like the story says, you look at it and you're saying, okay, thank you, but you keep focusing on the valley of joy. And then you have a mountain on the other side where, throw flowers at your feet, what has happened literally in my life. But it's like you keep looking at it and you smile, but you keep focusing on the path forward in the valley of joy. So it's like you're connected with the criticism that you feel so small, right? And then you're thinking, oh my God, what is happening? This is not the right way. I cannot do this. All this resistance that are happening, keep focusing on the joy that you're having. And then you can also look at all the people that are just, totally, giving you standing ovations and super happy for you. And you can also look at, I'm so much better, and you start going in that arrogance level. And that's not the way to go either. You go focus again on your value of joy, what gives you joy daily, and move forward. And that has been a tremendous help for me. That kind of,
Oh, that's brilliant. I love that. That's brilliant. Thank you so much. And that's so easy to do, but a very simple process to practice, which I love. I love that. I want to say you have brought great joy to my life in the short time that I've known you, and I hope that everybody's enjoyed our conversation today. In terms of how people can get in touch with you, we know that it's diamond.com. Is that right?
Correct. That's the easiest way.
And if anybody is looking to perhaps join us in the ATL for Association of Transformational Trainers for Europe, then if they can either contact ourselves at Cheryl or office at Marie Diamond. We'd love to hear from you. If you're already out there in the world, you want to make a difference, you want to be with a like-minded community. And so, Marie, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
All right.
And I look forward to seeing you at the ATL meeting in Europe in October, in person. Keep smiling, keep joyful. And I want to just say to everybody else, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Cheryl Chapman on Radio Works. Amazing, shining brightly, Marie. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great weekend.